So,
Yeah.
here I have with me author and poet Shelbie M. Moore.
Hello.
So, tell me a little bit about what poetry means to you.
Poetry has and always will be a way to express yourself through words. It's really hard for some people to tell how they really feel, so when they have a book and they just start writing and they feel like they can't stop, they add some creativity to it, they add some rhythm, and say it the way they want to, and it becomes poetry.
Cool. So, when did you begin realizing this was, I want to say, a passion for you?
I will have to say when I read a poem by Nikki Giovanni, it was called Kidnap Poem, and I fell in love with it. The whole point of the poem is finding someone who inspires you to keep going, to keep writing, to make yourself better than what you are. And ever since I read that, I've just been in love with poetry because I saw what it could do to somebody.
Cool, that's nice. So, at that moment, did you begin to write the poetry? Your own poetry?
I would say I began reading more of her things. I have a little obsession. I have about 7 books by Nikki Giovanni in my room. And yeah, she's a really great poet. She's a great author. She was a part of the civil rights movement. She was a political activist. She teaches at Virginia Tech. She was teaching during the Virginia Tech incident. She's still there. She won't leave. She's stubborn. And I had a little obsession with her. I still read a lot of her things, but I would say after a few months of reading her things and exploring different authors and poets, I started writing.
So, okay. So now you're how old?
I am 18.
Okay, and you attend Central Michigan University.
Mm-hmm.
What is your major?
My major is actually theater and interpretation. My minor, I'm debating, will be either English literature or English with a concentration on creative writing. My mother told me when I was younger, she said, "You're going to college." I said, "I don't want to. I just want to write. That's all I want to do." She said, "Okay, go to college and find some inspiration." And I've always been a part of plays ever since the 2nd grade. I've either been a stage manager, an actress. I was in costumes, makeup, set, whatever. So I was like, "Oh, I like theater, and I like to read. I like to write. Well, let's find something to do."
So right now you have 2 books published. 3 books published. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What are the names of your books?
Words Scribbled in My Notebook was the first one. I wrote it when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is Just a Little Boy Crazy. I wrote it when I was 16. And Chocolate Covered Cherries. There we go. It's the newest book. I finished it when I was 17.
So can you give us a short synopsis of what each book details?
Words Scribbled in My Notebook is for my freshman year of high school. And it's a lot of younger poetry. It's really silly, it's goofy, and it gets younger people thinking like, "Oh, that rhymes. That's pretty sweet." It's a lot of rhyming, and it's just sweet poetry.
Okay.
And you can kind of tell from the beginning to the end that the beginning of the book were really young poems. And as you progress, you're like, "Wow, these are getting more. They're getting deeper. They have deeper meanings in them."
Okay.
And then I wrote Just a Little Boy Crazy, and that one is very, very vaguely based off of my sophomore year of high school. I took a lot of incidents. I had all these crushes on all these different people. And I took all those incidents and I exaggerated them to the fullest extent. And then I made it into a book.
Wow.
So people who know me will read the book and go, "I know who she's talking about. I got that one. I got that joke." They're like, "Did this really happen?" No, definitely not. They just gave me an idea. That's it. Wow. And Chocolate Covered Cherries is more mature poetry. Mm-hmm. They're still rhyming, but it has a deeper meaning. I would not recommend it to someone under 13.
Okay. Wow. Well, it was definitely an honor to interview you and to hear your view on poetry and what poetry is and to see what you're doing with your life. And I really thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, that is Shelbie Moore, poet, author, and so